Well, listener, now here with me, John Cardinal Oyinayekan, Archbishop of Abuja from Nigeria, who attend the 7th World Peace Forum with the theme The Middle Path for the World Civilizations here in Sultan Hotel, Jakarta. Bishop of Abuja, Oyinayekan, so in your presentation you said the objective of the World Peace Forum for one humanity, one destiny, and one responsibility is an imperative for peace in harmony in this emerging global world. How do you explain about this?
For this purpose, that whether you like it or not, our humanity is becoming one. And if our humanity is becoming one through the process we are calling globalization, we need to prepare ourselves for it through efforts at creating one humanity, recognizing that we have one destiny and we have a responsibility to make sure that this works. That's why I call it imperative. There are those who think that we don't really need one humanity, especially those who believe that the world must be scattered into small pieces where they think they will prosper better. But I think those people are in a minority. The majority of us would be happy to a humanity that is united, where we see one another as belonging to one another. And especially if you take the religious point of view, our faith, especially the Christian faith and the Islamic faith, is built upon the conviction that the whole of humanity came from one family. God created man and woman, Adam and Eve. And also, our faiths, both Christianity and Islam, give us a vision of a common destiny, since we all hope to be with God at the end of our lives here. So there is paradise, heaven, which is a common destiny of all human beings. For me, this is most important. Therefore, it is a religious duty to work towards the unity of humanity and towards the achievement of the common destiny of all human beings.
But the next question is how we can be one, to be united, since this world we realize that we are individuals with diverse races, with diverse religions, with diverse countries. But can we force people to be united in one humanity?
Let me go back again to the religious dimension. The fact that God told us to increase and multiply means that he envisages, he has seen that we shall have more than Adam and Eve in this world. We are going to have many more people and a large number of people. And so the diversities in the world is all within God's plan. The diversity is not the problem. Even in one family, if you have a family, big family like we have in Nigeria, you have a family with a father and a mother and 6 children, the mother knows that none of the 2 children are exactly the same. We're all different. Not to talk of the humanity in terms of our planet Earth. Okay. We see we have different races, different languages, different cultures. What we say now is that these diversities does not stop us from being one family, because we have so much that we have in common. First of all, that we're human beings. If I meet a Chinese, the first thing I should see in him is, this is a human being like me.
Okay.
And if he has the same feelings like I have. He knows when to be happy. He is unhappy when things don't go well. He feels pain He experiences joy. He can be excited. And very often we do not remember this. We only see the differences in ourselves instead of acknowledging how much we have in common. Okay. Even if you go to the simple fact of the way we are, the shapes of our heads may be different, the shape of our nose may be different, but we all have a head, nose, eyes. We have the same anatomy. That is why an African doctor can perform surgical operation on a Chinese patient.
Okay.
Because once you open the stomach, we are the same. We are the same basically. And you know, a good thing with religion is that while some people see religion as dividing people, we ought to remember too that religion can also unite people. I am a Nigerian, Archbishop of Abuja.
Yes.
Before I came here, I got in touch with Archbishop Ignatius, who is the Archbishop of Jakarta. And then, how did I get in touch? He's a Catholic Archbishop like myself. I went to our directory, got his email, sent him an email message, and an hour later I got a reply. Oh, you're most welcome to Jakarta. So here you have my Catholic faith uniting me with somebody I never met before. And you can see that in Islam. The next point then is the unity that Catholics find among themselves. They should be able to extend it to Muslims.
Yes.
And when Muslims and Christians are able to see one another together, what you're asking for is beginning to happen. Now, if you live in a country like, let me say, Nigeria, where we have two major religions, Christianity and Islam, and each is 50-50, we are meeting each other every day. And not only do we meet each other, we are often in the same family. When I mean same family, that you have, sometimes the father is Muslim, the Christian is, the mother is Christian. Or sometimes two brothers, one is Muslim, one is Christian. I have Muslim uncles, Muslim cousins, and nephews. And when you have that kind of situation, you can then see that our differences in religion cannot stop us from being one united, one human family. What we should be doing is try our best to prioritize our common grounds, both in terms of the values and religious principles, and there are many of them, but also in terms of the challenges that face all of us as human beings, which cut across the differences that we see among ourselves. This is one good thing with humanity, namely that God has put it in us to have a reason. We can reason. We can conceive ideas and share ideas. I can study Chinese philosophy and be expert at it. Chinese people have come to Nigeria. They've studied Chinese African culture and they are expert at it. Which means our differences and diversities can be crossed. The borders can be crossed. We should not be afraid to cross borders. The idea we say is build bridges and stop erecting walls.
Yes, it is true that we need to build bridge, but we also have to realize that out there are still many people who want to take benefit for themselves. So it is a challenge, of course.
Well, there will always be people out there who are selfish, namely, who think only of themselves. In that case, they can't even see beyond themselves. They don't even see beyond themselves within their own village and within their own country, not to talk of looking beyond their own nation. Those people will always be there. But that should not stop humanity from working towards what the ideal is. And this is where leaders come into the picture. Not only religious leaders, but political leaders. Let's face it, why do we have United Nations Organization?
Yes.
Because at some point, humanity has realized that we have to find a way of sitting down together and talk about things that concern us just as human beings.
Yes, maybe the last question, Father.
Yes.
So, what do you really expect it from this forum that you will bring to when you back to Nigeria and then share with the people of Nigeria?
I'm already learning a lot. I must say, first of all, that I've attended many meetings like this, international meetings. And from each of those meetings, you go back home, either you get new ideas that enrich you, or you get your convictions confirmed and strengthened. Each is something you get as a gain, and you carry it back with you home. Every time I travel out and I return to my archdiocese, whatever I have got here, I've learned here, if impacts on the way I behave, and it reaches out to those with whom I normally live my lives. And for example, it could happen that I'm giving a homily, preaching in my cathedral, and I remember what somebody said here, and I will tell the members of my congregation. The other day I was in Jakarta, and one guy from Malaysia said, namely, I'm sharing the wisdom I got here with Nigerians who don't even know what we are doing here. This is the beauty in attending this kind of conference. But like I said, an important aspect is that it confirms your conviction. I came here, I already knew in my mind, and I'm already convinced that our humanity must work towards unity if we are to save ourselves from extinction. I know that already. And by coming here and hearing more people saying the same thing, I go back home more convinced. And when I meet those people you are talking about out there,
Yes.
who don't care about other people,
Yes.
I keep reminding them, don't be selfish. Don't be selfish.
Okay.
Think of others.
Yes.
Then it is better for all of us.
That will bring people to civilization.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Father. And well, listener, that was my short conversation with John Cardinal
Onayeko,
the Archbishop of Abuja from Nigeria, who attend the 7th World Peace Forum with the theme, the middle path for world civilization in Jakarta at this time. Thank you very much and see you next time.
Thank you for giving me opportunity to speak to your audience. God bless them.